when y'all see that live stream pop up.
I just realized something. Wow, it's up.
So, all right, bet. All right, hold on. I don't need. Cool. You see it in the corner. All right, let me hit record.
Welcome to a post live reaction episode of From My Perspective. I'm your boy Dion, and after that amazing game one of the Eastern Conference Finals, we had to come give our live reaction. Once again, I'm your boy. I'm joined with the resident Nick fan. I'm the resident Nick fan and the resident Indiana Pacers fan, Q and Quag. How y'all fellas doing?
Go ahead. What's up, my boy?
He probably ain't doing so hot right now.
I'm here, man.
I feel it.
Q, how you doing, man?
Man, you already know the message your boy, Mr. Bell. I can't say your name on the spot. Might not put you to mind. I mean, bro, you know what I'm saying? Before we get into like actual basketball shit, today my son graduated from the fifth. He moved on from the fifth grade. I keep saying graduate. He had a ceremony going from fifth to middle school. And all I could keep replaying in my head is that I'm getting old. And I go back to when we just did this live pod in person. I said I'm about to be 36. And Dion said, damn. And all day I've been looking at people like, this nigga Dion really said damn. Bro, I said this about 4 times today. Like, this nigga Dion really said damn. And I'm not that old, bro. First off, Dion, don't damn me. Like, yeah. Secondly, but I ain't gonna lie, I do feel old now that I got the middle school. So it's different. But yeah, other than that, I'm straight.
I feel like you got to be having a good day. Like I said, that was a absolutely great game one for the Eastern Conference Finals. Definitely blew the first game of the Western Conference Finals out of the water, but we will get to that later for a short bit. But we got to talk about this game one. And since I have an Indiana Pacers fan and a New York Knicks fan who will guarantee will be going at it for the majority of not only this podcast, but the future podcasts while the series is going on. I just want to give my thoughts first, man. Great game one. Indiana Pacers came out hot. I think they started out 8 for 8, but you know how basketball is. That is not sustainable. The Knicks came back, they fought back, and I feel like the Knicks pretty much dominated most of the game from the second quarter on till about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter. To me, there was two moments as I'm watching the game. I believe the Pacers are down 4 points, and Jalen Brunson gets his fifth foul, and he gets it with roughly 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. And at this point, I'm thinking, oh, Pacers got it. All they gotta do, hey, Brunson's on. They gotta hit him and hit him hard while Brunson's on the bench with 5 fouls. But the exact opposite happened, and the Knicks went on a 14-0 run. And at that point, I'm thinking it's over. Brunson was not on the court. Brunson comes back on the court. And then for some reason, the Indiana Pacers show back up, comes down. At one point, it was 94 to 111. Aaron Nesmith turned into Steph Curry in a USA Olympic jersey as he's just shooting from any and everywhere. Brings him on back. And, they play the foul game a little bit. Tyrese gets the ball in clutch moment as they are down two. Looks like he's going for the two. He rushes back out to the three-point line, shoots it. It bounced up, and it falls in. And I'm thinking this is the greatest shot since the Kawhi Leonard shot has happened. Turns out just to be a two. It just to be a two. But the Pacers did finish him off in overtime to take the 138 to 135 lead. So before we get to the fan of the winning team, I want to ask DQ his thoughts of his New York Knicks and how I'm just gonna say it, they kind of choked that one away in game one. What's your thoughts, man? How you feeling?
I'm feeling all right, man. The Pacers had to do all that to win. I'm feeling all right. That's not sustainable. All this lucky shit that be going on, not sustainable. I don't see this happening again. Knicks in 5.
Okay, Knicks in 5. I mean, I'm just going. I think this series is going straight 7. I watching these two teams go back and forth. I want this thing to go to 7. Q, your team won. Your team put it out. I know you was nervous because I was nervous as a fan of neither one of these teams. But I'm nervous watching this game. My heart is racing, but it was just that damn good of a game.
So I mean, let's break down the game a little in depth though, right? Like you said, when Brunson went out, you thinking this is time for the Pacers to attack, and we didn't. We let OG get a couple shots. We let Big Perv get a couple shots. But before that, throughout the second half, Indiana would, throughout the second half and a little bit in the second quarter, Indiana would get it down to a 2-point lead, 1-point lead, and every time we would do that, New York would stretch it right back out. Every time New York would stretch it right back out. Every time we got them within 2 or 1 points, New York would stretch it right out. And in my head, I'm thinking like, yo, we can't keep doing this. We're going to have to get over the hump. But the problem was we were trading baskets with New York for most of this game. we attempting to trade baskets with a team that's already up 8 points, then 10 points, then 12 points. You can't continue to trade baskets with a team like that. You got at some point you got to make stops. We finally did. We scored. We went on like a 20-4, 20-2 run within the last 2 and some change of minutes of the game. To bring, we finally get stopped. We start hustling. We start attacking the back. We start attacking the ball, trying to get to the loose balls and start playing hustle defense, which is what we have to do. Where was it at for the first 3? For the first basically 44, 45 minutes of the game, 46 minutes. We didn't do that. I ain't gonna go too far because I got some stuff I will get off my chest as far as hating. But we can go. We can move past that.
We can get there. I mean, but let's just go ahead and just focus on finishing up on game one. I mean, game one is probably one of the best games that I've seen in these playoffs, and there's been some great games in this playoffs. That's saying a lot, especially in the Eastern part of the playoffs. But it's only game one. That's my gripe with series. That game one. Next game could be a blowout. Who knows? My question for you guys though, let's just call a spade a spade. The Knicks pretty much choked this one away. The momentum is in the Pacers on the Pacers side. DQ, do you guys think the Knicks could get that momentum back to their side, especially on game two, or you think the Pacers can hold this? Because this is basically what happened. I feel what happened in the last round with both teams really. The Pacers beat the Cavs in game one and game two, and they got that momentum and they never look back. Same with the Knicks when they beat the Celtics. They beat them in game one and game two, and they never look back. So game two is very important, I believe, from my perspective. But how you think that plays out in terms of the momentum? You think the Pacers can keep it, or you think the Knicks can get that back?
So, I mean, let's be fair. Like you said, the Knicks is a good team. We're not gonna sit here and act like we gonna sweep the Knicks. So, the theory I don't. Yeah, we got the momentum right now, but the momentum ends when that next game gets tipped off because it's fresh slate. Okay, what happened happened. Fresh slate. The momentum is whoever's gonna win this game. Who's gonna start out hot? Only way momentum could carry, and like I talked about before with the Cleveland Cavaliers, we attempting to break souls. That's what we do. We try to run people to death. We attempting to break your soul. We attempting to break your spirit and where you at. Only way we're gonna do that is if we go up on a 20-point lead to start out in the first half. I don't feel as if New York's going to allow that. If I'm just being, from my perspective, I don't think that New York is going to allow us to go on one of those what we do with Cleveland in game 4 was up by 41. New York ain't ready to do it. Yeah. They gonna have some fight because they got some dogs on their team. So momentum, yeah, we got it right now until the next game gets tipped off.
Mm-hmm. DQ, man, your Knicks. You think y'all can grab that momentum back?
think I agree with Q a little bit. Yeah, they had the momentum, but I mean, how much momentum is it really? You know what I mean? How much of that is momentum, and how much of that is we won the game? Like they was down the whole game,
Do
not the
you
whole game, but for the most part of the game, like y'all had to damn shoot up in a Nesmith. Hey, I said to test that boy. Didn't I say test him? I said to test him last series. Nesmith, Nimhard, any N on the team. You got an N in your name.
Bruh.
Haliburton, test him.
Yeah, they might need to test Haliburton after that crazy shot at the end of the
Look,
regulation.
I was trying to avoid for doing this. I'm gonna
Don't
go
say
get that.
nothing.
I'm gonna go get that card out the car now. I'm
All
gonna put
right,
that
bro.
card on him now.
Stop it. Chill. We ain't got no problems over here. Look, I ain't gonna lie. Nesmith kept hitting them threes. I like that like Nick ball did. If that's what you want to do, don't nobody else want to do it. Nick ball did.
But he plays hard. Like he's playing hard the whole game. He's telling Carlisle, "Hey man, you need to challenge that." And Carlisle's like, "Nigga, get back on defense. What are you doing?"
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, DQ, and I'm glad Rick Carlisle is the. I feel like the rest of the coaches actually just listen to their players. It'd be a play that happens in the first 5 minutes of the first quarter, and they looking at their coach to challenge it. Like, bro, it is the first quarter, first 5 minutes. Don't worry about it. Rick Carlisle actually saved the challenge for the most opportune
But
time
when he needed it,
when they mattered the absolute most. Credit to him. More coaches need to do that. More players need to stop just soon as a play that doesn't go their way, that probably could go the opposite way, they look to their coach to challenge it. You only get one. And you get another one unless you don't get another one unless you get it. So they gotta treat them challenges more like go, especially Draymond Green. He wants to challenge every single play, man. I know he's terrible to play with on the street ball court. He wants to argue about every call, man. Hey, let's just play ball.
At some point, like, all right, bro, you doing a lot of hacking. Just come on, bro. Let's just run it. We ain't even calling the fouls on you no more at
Yeah.
this point, bro. Like, forget it.
But another thing, it was a bit work. It was a bigger problem last year with the Knicks injuries, but I think it could be another problem this year. I think this is a bad matchup for the Knicks. Is the reason why I picked the Pacers. The Knicks is a fast pace, like you said. They want us to run you down to the ground. Hey, they're gonna go about 8 to 10 deep on their bench. There's a lot of people that's gonna come off the bench. There's gonna be a lot of people that score. The Knicks is kind of the exact opposite. They are grinded out, nitty gritty, tough, and they only go about 7 deep on the bench. Now, I will say, Thibodeau, he did a little something. He went a little deeper in his bench than he usually does. Now they didn't play nothing but like a couple seconds, like 30 seconds. But he did something that he doesn't usually do. And I think he went about eight,
he
9 deep.
he had to though. He had to pull Cam. He
Yep.
had to pull Deuce.
Yeah.
Yep.
He I mean you gotta go deeper than your 7-8. You gotta
So
go nine,
it,
sometimes
do,
10.
do you think Tom is going to do that for the rest of it? Because I feel like with the team you're facing, that's not a team you can only go 6, 7 deep with
You
because they gonna run you to death and they gonna go about 10.
the Pacers are going 11 and we going 9. We gonna have to go to our 11. I mean, our 11 is Precious Achua.
Look, but see, y'all act like that's the thing. Tibbs act like he got bums on his bench. I'm
That's the
not
thing.
saying
He always acted like that. Like,
Precious
Yeah.
come
ain't a
on,
star,
bro.
but Precious ain't no bum.
Nah. And Cam ain't no bum. He came in and did a little something too. Like, why wasn't he playing more in the playoffs? Like, come on now.
Y'all got dudes that could give you 10 minutes a game, and it's not gonna mess it up. But Tibbs don't do that. But you're gonna have to do that, especially with I ain't
When y'all pull y'all starters, we pull our starters.
yeah, we're gonna have
He's
So
not gonna do it though.
the Pacers technically went 10 deep, and the Knicks technically went 8 deep, but I did see Wright. He was the guy that only went in for like 30 seconds.
yeah, I was gonna say DeLon Wright only played 30
He only
seconds.
played for like
But
30 seconds. So call it
And
how
that was
you
the give.
feel.
Look, that was the give campaign a break.
Yep. So
Yeah.
Because he was giving because Brunson was in foul trouble.
Yep.
So I think Tom has to go a little bit deeper on his bench to compete with the Pacers. This is not the way Tom likes to coach. This is the worst team to play because they're gonna run you to death and they're gonna test your conditioning, and they are very well conditioned up there in Indiana.
Yeah, that's what we do. That's what we, like I said, our attempt is to run you into the ground, attempt to break us up. Because simple fact, like the Knicks was up, we brought it back down.
Mm-hmm.
We try to break people's spirits in those two that we never gonna quit, and then we gonna run you to death. I don't know where you're going next, but I gotta get my shit off.
Go ahead.
I gotta get my shit off. Can I give me a minute? First off, Miles Turner, you gonna have to play better. Just point blank. Mitchell Robinson is bodying everybody in the paint. Give Mitchell Robinson his credit. He playing defense. He going on the switches and that hurt guarding the guards and doing a good job at it. As where normally that's Miles Turner. You're going to have to play. You got to play better. That's thing number one. If Mitchell Robinson's getting all these offensive rebounds, God damn it, stop his ass. At least attempt. Shit. Like I'm just saying, quit. Miles Turner, you got to play better. As much as I praise Miles Turner, everybody know I'm a big fan of Miles Turner because everybody hated on him because they wanted to keep some bonus. But I was like, well, you got to keep Miles because he block shots and he knocked down threes. Bonus don't do that. Miles helps you space the floor. Miles, do what you're supposed to do and stop getting played off the court.
Yeah, he did. Miles did start out the game very, very hot. Gotta give him credit for that.
Yeah, and then he got to the fourth quarter. He had him missing layups and shit. That's the thing. He
got to the second quarter. What you talking about?
Yeah, all right.
Cat was giving to him then.
Miles is 7 foot, and then he'll get in the paint and he start. He got a smaller person on him and he start rushing. Don't rush.
Take your time.
Take your time, dog. Make them come double and then pass the ball out.
You let Mikhail lock you up.
Bro, he
fumble you up.
Bro, he letting Josh Hart 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", whatever he is. You making him lock you up because you rushing. It ain't even that Josh Hart doing that much. You just rushing through, missing wide open layups.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even get over Obi Toppin for missing that dunk because it's like
that was a crazy dunk. He did make up for it.
He made up for it, so you can't really say nothing to him. Ben Shepherd, you talked about playing 10. Ben Shepherd playing towards the end of the fourth quarter. Jalen Brunson's just like, all right, bro. Out of all the dudes y'all got over there that can play defense, this the one y'all pick.
Nobody can guard Jalen Brunson.
That's true.
Nobody.
That's true. He's a foul. What DQ? What Bolani call him foul merchant? Because he just be getting fouls. It's just whatever.
A merchant.
A merchant.
He ain't as bad.
He might be a peddler, but he ain't a merchant.
Guy we great to talk about, but they could not keep Jalen Brunson out of the lane. He could anytime he wanted to go to the lane, he was getting to the lane.
Jalen Brunson looking at Ben Shepherd like, all right, bro, come on. It's really what y'all got. It's really what y'all doing there. All right, bro, this is food. This is lunch all day. Back him down every time. Back him down every time. Pick and roll. And then looked at him like, nah, bro, you ain't got it. Hey, bro, you ain't got it. I like Ben Shepherd. Ben Shepherd's cool to come in and be, like you said, that 10th man off the bench. But in the fourth quarter, and you playing that dude, Mr. Clutch himself, you playing that dude? Nah, you gonna have to do better. I would prefer Nesmith be on him, but that's the thing. That means you put in Nimhard, which is like 6'3", on Bridges, which is like 6'8".
Yeah, they had Haliburton guarding them at one time.
Yeah, that's my last thing. Haliburton, at one point, your ass is gonna have to play defense. Yeah. At some point in the fourth quarter, when they go for that pick and roll, you're taller than Brunson. Look, just put your arms straight in the air. So, just put your arms in the air and jump. Don't try to go for the ball. Don't reach over. Don't do that. Just go like here.
The Pacers had two back-to-back possessions where they fouled a three-point shooter. Just awful fouls too.
Yeah, that's neither here nor there. But I mean, we won the game.
They won the game, but the Pacers did win the game. Congratulations to the Pacers for winning Game 1. Game 2 is on Friday, still in the Garden. I'm just go ahead and ask you guys right now, who y'all think gonna pull it out in Game 2?
Hey, boy.
I ain't know what
Realistically, I don't see us losing in the Garden no more. The refs know their job. They know what to do from now on.
the refs know their job.
Yeah, look, we cheated New York. I ain't gonna hold you. We cheated New York. At least this season we have been.
No, y'all haven't, bro. Y'all really haven't, bro.
We've been cheating.
Bro, y'all haven't. Y'all winning games in New York. I ain't getting cheated out of these games. Stop it.
All right.
No, I'm saying we do cheat in New York. We cheat all the time, man.
Oh, okay, yeah. Now you admit the Knicks cheat. That's why I said Jalen Brunson.
No, I'm saying in New York this season. I'm not saying the previous season. This season for sure though. We be cheating like a motherfucker.
Bro, Jalen Brunson be getting all these type of foul calls. Ain't nobody touching, bro. Bro,
I'm not, bro. He be getting touched, bro.
Quay, bro, he tripped and they called a foul. Nah, bro, you know what play I'm talking about too. Bro tripped on his own feet and they called a foul. Like, all right, is this what we doing? Okay, that's what we doing. Him and SGA, boy, they be getting some fouls that don't nobody be around. Even he's playing his cousin yesterday. Even his cousin was like, come on. I didn't touch him. Game 2. I mean, let's be real. We got 1 on the road. New York's a very hostile place to play. I don't know if you're gonna get 2 in a row.
I like
game. I'm just saying.
But yeah, I also have the Knicks winning game 2. I had the Knicks winning game 2, but I have this series going to 7. I want to say the Pacers, but I'm gonna just hold off on my final thought. I'm gonna wait to game. I really want to wait to game 7 and see how it feels, but I just want a game 7 for 1. 2, I think it's gonna go to game 7. But let's go ahead.
Hold on. What you mean you want to wait to game 7? What?
I want to get the vibe and see how it feels.
4 minutes left to pick a winner. Bro, what are you doing, bro? Pick a winner.
I said Pacers. That's who my gut is telling me. But hey, I have the right to change my answer when game 7 comes.
He gonna wait to game 7 with 3 seconds left. Talking about, yeah, man, I'm going with the Pacers. We up.
Yeah, I knew the Pacers was gonna do it the whole time.
they up by
I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I don't know who's gonna win. I think the Pacers is gonna win. I'm just not confident.
Watching what I watched, I would think the Knicks should win, but hell, I mean, the Pacers. Look, they must got a leprechaun up there or something. I don't know.
They got something. But let's go ahead and start.
Lucky. It's a lot of the Pacers is lucky nowadays.
Bro, they keep doing the same. It's the same schematics every time. Y'all down 15. Y'all hit a bunch of threes. Haliburton get the ball. Boom. It happened every time. That's the game plan.
But that's our fault that these teams can't close. They can't close a game. That's our fault. That multiple teams can't close a game. Look, like you said, it's been the game plan. We've been doing it for multiple series. Ain't nobody else stop it. That's all I'm saying.
They be trying, hell. And somehow you end up with Mr. Robinson on Haliburton, and he's hitting the choke symbol, thinking he closed the game. I know, nigga, your foot was on the line. You doing too much. Look.
I didn't like. Yeah, I liked it, but I didn't at the same time.
I was saying I did like it because you talking your shit, but nigga, your foot was on the line. Like he was like, oh shit, let me run back out here. Shit, it's make or break.
When I seen that the game was going to overtime, like Tyrese, you gotta win. You have to win.
Yeah, you gotta win at that point.
You gotta win, but they won. It's gonna be an iconic moment for years to come. He's gonna be up there with Reggie Miller. Anytime they post Reggie Miller's choke celebration picture, they're gonna post his right next to him. So, especially if they win.
Can we have a conversation though, like a small one?
What's up?
Don't say nothing crazy.
I'm not gonna say nothing crazy.
I'm gonna get on this body. Go.
They be saying, look, they be talking about how Jason Tatum be doing all this damn, dick riding and whatnot, trying to be, somebody that he ain't. What about Haliburton?
He ain't. He being who he is.
Is he being who he is? Because it sounds like he want to just be Reggie Miller at this point.
That's the first time he's really done something similar to somebody.
He's wearing the Reggie Miller shirts, doing everything. I mean, I understand you play for the franchise.
That's just paying homage to the best player in the franchise.
Playing homage.
Okay.
Or is it super glazing?
I mean, hold on. I don't think he glazing. I think he like
You know Reggie calling the game.
I mean, let's
this for you, big bro. This for you.
Whoa,
big homie.
Let's be real. No, you're right. He know Reggie's over calling the game. That's why he did choke him. Yeah, you're right. It's absolutely but that's who he is, though. He a confident dude, especially late in the game.
Where's Daddy at, man? Bring that nigga Daddy out. Hey, that'll shake the table.
Bro was on the court. Hey, bro, sit your ass down.
That'll shake the table.
After that shot, bro, sit down. First off, I thought you.
I saw that. I didn't know that was his daddy. I was like, damn, that dude looked like Gilly the Kid. I wasn't sure if that was the daddy or not. If it was Gilly.
What are we doing, bro? Sit down somewhere. You already costing us stuff.
That's why he got banned from the game.
I will tell you what I did. Like my highlight of the game, even though we lost, Cat hit the 3 over Miles Turner and then tapped James Johnson in the chest.
Hey, that's some hard. You got to give him that. That's some hard.
I said, damn, boy. But, you know, they used to play together. So I was like, all right, respect
I mean, that's still, you know who that is? That's a few people you don't fight in the NBA.
No, they played together in Minnesota. It's all love. That's his big homie.
That's somebody I'm not antagonizing.
He in street clothes. He ain't going to do nothing.
Nah, he playing.
Oh, he was playing? I could have sworn he had on
he just ain't playing.
A collared shirt.
He playing, he just ain't playing.
He just ain't playing. Yeah. That's the best way to describe it. He playing, he just ain't playing.
But yeah, so game 1 in the books, game 2 Friday. But let's switch gears to the Western Conference Finals, which was boring. That man Shea, he gets. I'm a Wade fan, and I knew Wade got a crazy whistle, but Shea gets an insane whistle. The OKC thing, honest to God, guys, I was watching it. OKC started to run away with it. I fell asleep on the game. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. I fell asleep on it. I woke up, realized, oh, OKC won. That's what it's looking like. More so, though, I do want to talk about OKC 114-88. I do want to talk about Shea was officially announced the MVP. This was the latest they announced the MVP for some odd reason, but they did. Shea won MVP. Top 3 was Shea, Jokic, and Giannis. Your thoughts on the boring game 1 of the Western Conference Finals, and more importantly, your thoughts on Shea officially being named the MVP of the NBA, being the 3rd OKC player to do so with Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant. Q.
I mean, let's call it. We all knew he was the MVP. Like for the past couple of weeks, my son was like, "Who you think gonna win MVP?" Oh, it's Shea. They just ain't announced it yet. I already know who's gonna be MVP. We knew who it was gonna be. I do want to hear your perspective because you said you think it should be Joker. I do want to hear why you say that. I think it should have been SGA because not only did he individually, but look where his team is. They had the number one record in the West by a good couple of games. Thoughts on game 1? My biggest thought from takeaway from game 1 is ankle okay, because it's the second time Ant came up limping on that ankle, and he had to go back to the locker room. Do you see when he came back from the locker room, he wasn't the same Ant. He wasn't the same. He ain't had that bounce on that 3 like he normally do, and then he quit attacking the basket. If Ant ain't 100%, Minnesota can't win this game. They can't win this series without Ant being 100%. I think that's hey, that ain't rocket science. You know what I'm saying? Captain Obvious right there that I just said that. Julius Randle, ball, put up 20 points in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
Bro took like 4 shots in the second half.
Yeah, I don't know that's. If I'm hot, I'm coming out like a flamethrower in the second half too.
Especially once you see Ant ain't got it.
Yeah.
Once you see Ant ain't got it, if you Julius Randle, like, all right, I'm the second best player on this team. Let me go get the ball. Let me go put up these baskets. Let me try to carry us. Let me try to carry us home. Hell, Minnesota shot 53s. Y'all, they playing that Boston game. Y'all think 15 of them, y'all probably should have not shot and drove to the basket in an attempt to get the foul?
Yeah.
I mean, hindsight being 2020, but I'm saying, like, you shouldn't be shooting 53s. And y'all knew y'all wasn't making it. Now, I think I would give Minnesota. Minnesota does have some hope. I think they was like one. No, it was. I forgot the stat. I was listening to Brian Windhorst now, the Who Collective. They had a bunch of open threes. Minnesota did. They just weren't making them. So if they make some of those threes, the game might end up being different. But you wasn't making them, so I think you should attack the basket.
Yeah, let me just go ahead. Joker's won the MVP. I think Joker should have won the MVP. He averaged a triple double. I think he's head and shoulders the best player in the league. It is to the point where it's like you can give it to him every year, but the NBA sometimes it's a your turn league. They did it with Joel. Shea is a deserving player. I just think he's playing in an era where there's someone head and shoulders better than him, which is Joker. But everybody always talk about, well, his team was the best, which granted they was. If that's the case, Donovan Mitchell, from our perspective, should have got a lot more MVP love. Now he did finish top five, fifth to be exact. But if it's more so how your team success, Donovan Mitchell should have been getting a lot more love than what he did. That's how I see it. But I'm not saying Shea shouldn't have won it. If I was a voter, I would have voted for Joker. And if you guys was interested in how the voting went, Shea did receive 71 first place votes, 29 second place votes. Joker received 29 first place votes and 71 second place votes. Nobody else received any first or second place votes. Giannis received 88 third place votes. Jason Tatum received 11 third place votes, and Donovan Mitchell received one third place vote. So that's how I lined up. But like I said, if it's about a team success as well, Donovan Mitchell should have been a little bit higher on the MVP ladder board. DQ, your thoughts on Shea winning MVP and that boring game one for the Western Conference Finals?
I wanted to see the Timberwolves do something besides lose. I had my money on them. I wanted to see the New York Minnesota matchup. Y'all swap players. Woo woo woo. This is the storyline. Your coach used to be their coach. Blah blah blah. But man, OKC look like they gonna smack whoever come in front of them from here on out.
They might.
They got bodies now. Like I said, the Knicks is pretty deep. Thought the Timberwolves was pretty deep. OKC's deep, boy. That's what I say is three types of women in this world. And OKC's that deep end, boy.
They definitely on that deep end. I do want to get you guys before we get out here the thoughts of I don't how you want to put it. They call him the free throw merchant, the crazy whistle man. Shea, he gets to the line and a lot of them fouls is nothing. He just I don't know how he's doing it. I don't know what type of blackmail he has on some of these refs, but he getting anything he wants. Anytime he looks like he's about to fall, he gets a whistle. Is that something you guys are a fan of? Is you think is egregious? Because I know some people have been saying like, man, it's boring to watch because every time you turn on the game, he's at the free throw line shooting free throws. They're like, I don't want to watch somebody shoot free throws all game.
Quay got to be a fan of it because Jalen do it all the time too.
Bro, it's totally different, bro.
It's not at all.
He
bro.
is not a foul merchant at all, bro. He does more scoring from anywhere else besides the line. Hell, Shea took 2 shots and had 15 points yesterday.
Brunson had 14 free throws tonight, bro.
Tonight.
It's every night, bro.
I'm saying how many shots he put up? 30, 40.
What we gonna do? Where my pen at? We gonna write down every time, every night, how many fouls Brunson have, how many free throw shots he take. He does the same thing, and then we gonna compare it to SGA. He does the same thing. They play the same way, so I know you a fan of it.
I don't necessarily care for SGA for real. He ain't never been my bag. He out there move your body like a snake, man. That's how he be getting because he be contorting out that bit.
Jalen Brunson took 14 free throws tonight, and Mr. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, he also took 14
14.
free throws. So
Look, and
pretty even, pretty even.
they do this. They play the same way.
That's crazy.
Bro, I'm just calling how I see it.
I mean,
But
I'm saying, bro, Brunson looked like, man, he looked like AI and Chris Paul had a baby, man.
no, we don't. Don't stop.
That is a wild statement.
Yes, stop.
He is not a floor general like Chris
I
Paul.
was gonna. That's my biggest. The AI stuff. I don't. I can see it. I don't see the Chris Paul. He can get you. He could get you 6, 7. He can get you 7 assists. But nah, I wouldn't call him a floor general.
No, he's not a floor general. I don't know why you came up with that, but that's from your
Chris
perspective.
Paul. No.
That's from your perspective, Quag. From my
Aaron
It's
Williams.
because Chris Paul and AI had a baby. You taking game from each one.
Okay.
he's not even okay. From my perspective, he's not even close to Chris Paul. Not even close.
I feel what you're saying. You take a little bit and you put in, you mix them together, and that's what you come out with. I feel what you're saying. I just
Okay, if not Chris Paul, then who?
I can see the AI. I can see the AI.
I didn't want to say AI and Derrick Rose because that's too similar to me.
Yeah, he ain't got the athleticism that D Rose be. Yeah. Now I can see he's like, I don't want to say a
Prime Darren Williams to me.
Yeah, that's why I said Darren Williams, because he was similar to Chris Paul, but just wasn't as good. No shame. Then again,
Darren Williams used his because
It
he
was
wasn't
very
big,
shady.
he wasn't tall, but he was a bigger body and was able to get to the lane. That's how Jalen Brunson is. He's not tall, but he's a bigger body, able to slither his way through the lane and get to the lane.
yeah,
I
he's
see
like
I
a
see that.
Darren Williams and AI mixed together, and it's what you come out with. A solid player, but throw a little sprinkle of that little James Harden foul calls. You got Jalen Brunson, a little AI, a little Darren Williams, and a little sprinkle of that James Harden for the foul. Boom, there you got Jalen Brunson.
Shout out to Sam Preston. He got him another MVP on his belt.
Yeah, shout out. He probably wants him a championship though.
He do, but think about the drafts he had. He drafted James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, Jeff Green, Serge Ibaka. Like he done drafted a bunch of dudes. Imagine SGA was drafted by the Clippers and then got traded there, but still.
But he got rid of weak ass damn Paul George. He said, "Man, I give you Paul George. I give you Paul George for SGA."
Yeah.
Real quick.
Clippers thought they was gonna get the better of that deal. Apparently not.
Did not. But
you ain't getting a good deal, Philly. On the
you
Paul
got
George contract.
you guys got anything y'all want to get off your chest before we get out of here? You got
And I'm
game
team
game
Andrew
two.
Reese all day. That's all I gotta say.
All right. Well, again, game 2 of the Western Conference Final is technically tonight.
He trying to do it in. I can't say that. But no, bro, wrap the pod up. Hey, man, that's not defense. I'll talk about it tomorrow. You ain't gonna be here. I'll get it off. But just tomorrow.
Yeah, but game 2 of the Western Conference Final is technically tonight. So we'll see what Ant-Man does, see if he looks well. Game 2 of these conference finals is Friday night. I'm looking forward to it. But I'm your boy Dion. Please subscribe to the From Our Perspective podcast. Leave a comment. Do you think Shea should have won it, or do you think it should have gone to Joker? And give us who you think is going to win the respective conference, Western and Eastern Conference Finals, in the comment section. DQ, you got anything you want to get off your chest before we get out of here?
Hey man, Storytime podcast coming soon. Looking for a new co-host for the Mixed Vibes podcast. If you know anybody,
tell your mamas, tell your aunties, tell your sisters, tell your brothers. If you know somebody,
no, don't tell no niggas.
tell somebody. DQ
BBL, bad bitches only.
All right, bro.
But I'm your boy.
Come
But
on.
I'm your boy, Young Quaggy T the Dream, and I'll holler at y'all.
All right, Quag, I'll let you. Q, take us home, man.
Man, you already know the best. It's your boy, Mr. Bell, aka say your name up on this pod. Might not put you to mind. You know what I'm saying? We get at y'all later.